Hello, my dear family. Sabaidi Pino. The close relatives, the distant relatives, you are all in my personal family. And I am not a stranger to your family. I am your cousin at least. Fancy indubus subjectus. I don't know why they had to say it like that, but it's just the dubious subjects. And there we go. Let's get into it. This is in B flat, this is in G minor, so it goes like 1 E and 2 E and 1 Oh, put down the microphone. Do not play piano with the microphone on your shirt, my brother. 1 E 2 4 E. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what's happening here and in the last piece is I'm starting to try to push myself to play a little faster, making more mistakes, then playing less evenly. Oh, that's interesting. The next page is actually 9:18. That's convenient. Can't say no to that after such a short piece. But let's just stop that for a minute. And I know the jazziness. I get that. I get what I'm trying to do there. And I get why it feels good, especially when I'm playing so slowly that it introduces some sort of, something into the piece. But why don't we, for this one here, and again, get that back up, get the chin back. For this one here, let's just really go back to playing very slow and careful and emphasize that gentleness. Let's see what happens. So this here is BWV 918, Fantasy Über, which is like Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles. It also is über like about. Okay, let's say fancy about a rondo. Fantasia über ein Rondo. Okay. So you guys probably want to know all about what I just said, but basically, one early musical experience I had, let me just share this, is something called the Kernstock Lied. Okay? The Kernstock Lied was the national hymn of Austria between 1929 and 1938, exactly in my father's adolescence. So in 1938, when he was, 22, he had to flee because he had Jewish roots. So he fled to USA through Cuba, New York, Chicago. That's where I was born. So he missed Austria very much, his homeland and everything, even though they had killed, most of his relatives and whatnot. A lot of his relatives, not most, not his parents. And so they all came to Chicago. So there was this song, the Kernstock Lied, and after we ate dinner every day, we would stand on our chairs and have this candle snuffer and snuff out a candle and then pass it to the next person. And we would sing this song, which goes like, Sei gesegnet ohne Ende, Heimat Erde wunderschön, freundlich grüßen dein Gelände, Tannengrün und Ehrengold, deutsche Arbeit, ernst und ehrlich, deutsche Liebe, zart und weich, Vaterland, wie bist du ehrlich, Gott mit dir, mein Österreich. So this song is nobody knows it anymore. People know the melody from after 1938, which was Deutschland, Deutschland über alles by the Third Reich, as they call it. And so it's just interesting to hear all that, right? So you have a Jewish person of Jewish heritage fleeing the war, coming to Chicago, raising his children with this deep anger and also sadness, having left his whole culture and all that. But guess what? It wasn't the first time and it's not the last time that people get displaced by this war, and that a war comes from fear. So the Germans have the fear, right, of the Jewish people for different reasons, and they then attack. So this is a theme in humanity. So how about we don't be afraid? Beat the fears of rejection, the fears of failure, and be like, hey, shoulders back, chin back. I'm a confident human being. I'll do the best I can. And you know what? Out of that position of tender heart, I'm a warrior. I have no fear, and I don't need to attack anybody. I feel very strong and stable like that in my loving, soft heart. This is, I think, the antidote. Okay, so let's move on to Fantasy Über, okay? Not alles, but über ein Rondo. So this is probably going to be great. How long is it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Just like that, all in one sort of section. And it looks like the kind of music it's easier for me to play. So let's try and enjoy it. And this is in the key of C minor, so we got the 3 flats, BWV 918. everybody knows this song. I know this one. This is great. Okay, so then it goes. Now, are we even playing? I think it's so familiar. I'm at risk of not reading. You know what I mean? So let's just try to read now. So what is this? I was reading. That's right. Okay, I normally don't take the repeats, but that was cool, right? So we'll take that repeat right there. It just repeats the last two staves there. say something about this. So I said, like, let's play this piece slowly and stuff, right? Now I'm playing it so fast, but the reason why so fast, right? For me, it's so fast because I remember the piece. And that is a funky thing with reading music because it does really sort of break down the reading experience if you remember it, because your brain goes into music mode as opposed to visual mode. And all of a sudden you find yourself in musical mode and divorced from what you're seeing. And then it's like, oh my God, wait a minute, where was I? What's going on? Is this flat? Is this sharp? And it breaks. The whole thing breaks and you can't keep going. So I'll just mention that. And I'm glad I just wanted to stop myself too, to just say, hey, let's it's just because 4 more pages. Let's just try to play this now. Force ourselves out of pure sort of music mode. And so we'll stop the Jazzy Jeff stuff and we'll try to, just read the music and, and enjoy that and pay attention, a little more attention to harmony. That's the other thing. When you go faster, you really do. I really do. It's all your fault. I really do pay less attention to the subtle harmony. I mean, I saw what he was doing in here with this, with all those like major sections on the top of the scale and then minor on the bottom. But like there was all kinds of crystalline magic harmonies in there that kind of got glossed over because I was just going too fast. It's interesting though, when I do that jazzy, let's call it Jazzy Jeff, okay? When I do that Jazzy Jeff thing, it is interesting. I don't know if you're able to, with your ears, still hear Bach's harmonies because I'll jog a note over. And it's interesting I think to a trained ear, and I don't mean like musical professional, I just mean listening like with your soul. To a trained ear, you probably still feel what's happening there. Because in other words, one hand might be going major a little bit ahead of where the left hand is, say, for example, and then the left hand catches up into that major. Say both were going minor, and then the right hand jumps ahead into few major, some leading tone or something, and then the left hand comes into it. And I can still hear that. I mean, you probably can too. Okay, so I'll just mention that then. Okay, so now with less mistake, with much slower, we'll finish up this piece, these 4 pages, and try to play it with respect and peace. The Rolling Stones, you know what I'm talking about the Sympathy for the Devil. That was supposed to be B flat. Let's play it again. A natural. Kind of effed up, right? So is life. Oh my God, what's that song? Harry Belafonte. So is life. Oh, so is life. That's such a good song. Oh, we come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn yourself around. Oh, so is life. Okay, so for those of you who aren't Harry Belafonte fans, welcome to that beautiful music of happiness from that artist. He's probably still alive, just barely. I don't know. Man, he wrote some music. What's that song? Oh my God, so many good songs. He has some really popular songs, but he has this one about Jamaica Town. That's intense because my sister died there. Yeah, we went on vacation to that Jamaica Town and we rented a car in the Kingston town or whatever is the capital at Hertz Rent-A-Car. And then on the way over to our hotel, all the way across the island, there was an oncoming car. Maybe my dad wasn't familiar because they drive on the other side of the road. And we drove over the ravine and rolled down. And my sister, her neck was lacerated. It was so, all my mother's white hair was all red from holding Natasha was her name. And he has a song which is like, about I had to leave a little girl in Kingston Town, but it's not minor, it's major. The thing is, I know better on the guitar, but down the way where the nights are gay and the sun falls lightly on the mountain top. And the trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop, and I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My head is down, my heart is turning. So probably my heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston Town. That's that song. And man, it's so sad. Okay. Well, good night, everybody.